We'll get into it, right away. I wanted to talk a little bit about how the pontificate is shaping up when it comes to how Pope Leo is communicating himself. Because this is something that we saw now. He's introduced to this catechetical series on, I think it's Wednesdays. He's talking about the Second Vatican Council. But there's also been some very interesting addresses where I think we're starting to see how he is speaking, how he is communicating. And a very interesting one was his address to the diplomatic corps, which has been called the State of the World Address. So I'm hoping you can talk a little bit about that. What stood out to you in that address, and what is standing out to you in regards to Pope Leo just in general, how he's communicating compared to Pope Francis and his earlier predecessor in Benedict?
Absolutely. So this was his first State of the World address. This is when all the diplomats who are accredited to the Holy See, they all gather in the Hall of Benedictions, which is right behind that famous central loggia where we're used to seeing the Pope come out and give the blessings on Christmas Day and Easter Sunday. So this was his first such occasion, and it has become basically the occasion for the Pope to not just address the diplomats there, but address really the world at large, because everybody is kind of waiting to hear what he's going to say to all as they're there together. It's one thing to issue a private rebuke, but it's another to actually kind of give a public schooling in a sense. So at the time, I think the interesting things that I focused in on were his comments on pro-life issues, because we've seen Pope Francis mention abortion when he's given these speeches before, but Pope Leo did mention abortion, but he mentioned it quite a few times. And then he also took issue with euthanasia and with surrogacy. And all of these issues in various countries around the world are really being pushed quite heavily, especially at the moment with things like euthanasia, I think, and surrogacy. So that, for me, was really quite interesting, particularly when he linked the promotion of abortion to the way international bodies will promote abortion as a kind of as part and parcel of a wider age package, perhaps. And the UN is, of course, famous for doing this under the auspices of its Sustainable Development Goals. And I think this was itself under attack somewhat from the Pope. He did praise the UN somewhat for trying to foster peace in various parts of the world, but then he took direct aim at these policies. So for me, that was a very welcome step, because we've seen the Vatican really develop quite close links with the United Nations in previous years, with various pacts for climate change issues, for education of children, all of which sadly have been involving the Vatican more closely with policies which do involve the promotion of either abortion directly or contraception. So to see that rebuke from the Pope, I thought was a very welcome step, and it showed a little bit more precision and a little bit more clarity than we have been used to hearing it in recent years.
Yeah, something that we've seen a lot of commentary here on the Pelican Brief about from Sarah Vervai is he's made the case that Pope Leo is less of a liberal Democrat in the sense of promoting liberalism on a global scale, of promoting democracies in every country, as if it's an absolute necessity in the modern world for every country to have a democracy. And also that he suggests that there's a shift in relations for the Vatican and these international bodies like the UN, but also the other international bodies that are working as NGOs. What do you detect in this State of the World address, but also just Pope Leo's statement? Do you sense that he is a bit different from the other popes in regards to his stance towards democracy? Do you think his formation in Latin America might have played a role in that? Just from your on-the-ground seeing things, talking to people, what do you get a sense of in regards to his politics and his stance on these more political matters in the state?
Hey there, thanks for watching. If you want to see the full video, you're going to have to go to pelicanplus.com and sign up for our groundbreaking, truly Catholic platform. You can find your favorite podcasts. You can find your favorite prayers. You can find your favorite authors and even your favorite books. Visit pelicanplus.com and find out more.